Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. I'm your host, Smooth Operative, and you are watching Time Capsule. It is the show where we travel back in time to your favorite years in gaming and showcase awesome speedruns of games released in the same year. Tonight, we are slinking through the streets with speedruns of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, and later, Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes. But of course, before we begin, we must cover some announcements. SGDQ is coming up at the end of the month, and prize submissions are open from now until June 16th. So if you would like to submit a prize for the event, head on over to gamesdonequick.com for more information on that. And our annual Juneteenth celebration is also coming up this month, June 22nd through the 23rd. The schedule is live, and if you type the command !Juneteenth in our Twitch chat, you will be able to check out the schedule. But that's all I've got for you now, friends, so let us start the show. Our first runner has quite literally risen from the coffin to bring you our first run of the night. Here to speedrun Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, please welcome Vicetra.
Excellent stuff. Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, risen from the coffin, of course.
Yes, it is very early for Vicetra.
Yep, a nice, crisp 3 a.m. over here in Britbong land.
God, I love it.
Right, VTMB. Before we start the timer and get the run underway, someone has definitely pointed out we're going to be abusing the character creation menu, and what they mean by that is we're going to be choosing Nosferatu as our clan. We're going to auto-spend the points, reselect Nosferatu in the base sheet, and it gives us all our points back. Now, to save everyone the hassle of me clicking for all that multiple times over, we'll just be loading a save. So I will count down from 3 and on go. We'll start time, and the run will start. So, all right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Okay. Where do we even begin with this? We've got actually no, let's talk about the engine because it's arcane at this point.
Yes.
We are running on the earliest version of the Source engine, so I believe it's what people call Golden Source, but I am not massively familiar with the different terms for the different versions of the Source engine, but either way, this game was released a day before Half-Life 2, which is quite interesting. It was technically the first game to be released with the Source engine before Valve's own developments. So it's a little interesting in that respect.
I think so.
Honestly, like for me, you can feel the difference between this and the actual Half-Life release. Ooh, that was not meant to happen. Anyway, so we've skipped the tutorial because we have some... Huh? Oh, I forgot I did this. Okay, we'll get back to that, but the club music is not what it should be. It's been changed a little bit, but with a bit of luck.
Oh, I see.
Just for the silly factor, but where was I? Sorry. We have picked up the lockpick from Tripp's pawn shop, which is great. We're going to need that because we've skipped the tutorial where you would ordinarily get that. And we're going to head over to, well, we went to Asylum, we jumped on Jeanette's head. That will that's a setup for another sequence break, right? Which we'll see the effects of in about 3 minutes or so. We're just going to head straight over to the Ocean House Hotel. This is why I made a quick save, because I saw that one coming. And we're just going to run through this. There's some new tech that I'm cooking up that actually should skip this entire section. There's 2 ways I could go about it, right? So the old tech that we used to use to skip Hollywood was you could get yourself stuck between a door frame and a door on unlocked FPS, and you would repeatedly quick save and quick load, and what that would do is the game would assume you're stuck, right? And you'll raise player coordinates and you'll go out of bounds. And the thing I've been cooking up with this area specifically is to skip this waiting in this kitchen. But the problem is I haven't quite found a way to clip back inbounds once I've got to where I need to be. As soon as I get that sorted, it'll save like like 40, 50 seconds, I think, which would be nice.
So you've been kind of cooking this up off stream.
Oh yeah, like a lot of the route optimizations and things like that have been things that I've like accidentally stumbled upon during a run, or there've been things that I've been like working with people like Reverend Alucard to try and like come up with new ways to break the game. Because it's
the glitch hunters.
Yes. Oh, it is. I mean, like, I know that we are like rushing through this whole area, but we've skipped like the vast majority of like the spookiness of this area. Like, it's in summary, it's a haunted hotel. It's like occupied by a murderer and their victim, which I won't get too much into the story because I won't do it justice. But things are spooky. Scary
things are spooky. It's scary. Play the game to find out more about that.
Absolutely. Right, so we grabbed the pendant from the Ocean House Hotel. We're going to head back towards Jeanette. She hasn't actually asked us to grab this yet because we've done a whole bunch of trickery. But we know she needs it because we've got that Malkavian sight as a Nosferatu. Right, with any luck, she should now be over. I hear. Excellent. And she is. So, we're going to speak to Jeanette, this Harley Quinn inspiration.
Fine.
And we're going to bring up the inventory menu so we regain character control. And we're going to block the shutters of the elevator. We're going to send the elevator up ourselves. And what that's going to do is trigger a flag in the conversation. So we have to re-enter here. And what this is going to do is spawn in Therese, right?
Right.
Because ordinarily you'd get the introduction and you would you'd have to do like this quest with Mercurio, like to get the Astrolite, so you could actually use the elevator as you would, like you'd press the button and it'd go up. Instead, what we've got to do is each time we want to use the elevator is completely play around with the physics engine a little bit. So we're going to block that shutter off with the lockpick next. But first, get a bit of grooving happening.
Whoever said the Nosferatu can't dance doesn't know what they're talking about.
True. Bro is busting a move. Right.
I don't remember this song, by the way.
No, you don't remember this being in the soundtrack?
I certainly don't.
I asked, I want to see my sister.
That totally is normal behavior, trust me. It's version 1.1 exclusive.
Interesting. That is really fun.
Not at all added by me. Right. So we spoke with that other character. That was Therese. And she's sent us towards the diner, where she says, she wants to speak to her sister, Jeanette. And oh no, we've been ambushed by a bunch of thugs. So that's not going to happen. What we're going to do, hit this last guy once, throw burrowing people towards him and pick up the phone during the first ring. Because if you wait until that rings out, the problem is the game will get like very confused. It'll say, "Oh, you're still in combat, so you can't answer the phone, right?" Then that costs you like 15, 20 seconds or something, which is not great.
That's interesting to note, though.
I'm not sure it's a problem in like the unofficial patch, but in this version of the game, it's definitely a thing. And as we walk through this door for the confrontation with Jeanette, it can also softlock here. So, YOLO?
Question mark?
Okay, we're good.
Nice.
She can just sometimes like stand there pointing a gun at the wall. Like, oh, that's a fun way to lose her around.
Don't you want to shut?
She's shooting the game down sometimes.
Is that right? She's and you're. I don't.
This whole section is just like a bunch of dialogue, but in essence, we're going to save both Jeanette and Therese.
Why?
Because it's faster, and the reason it's faster is because it will teleport us outside of Asylum instead of us having to walk outside manually.
If she would.
Oh, it definitely continued beyond 1.1, really? I did not know that. I've never had it happen to me on unofficial patch.
No. Take it. Bertram's please give and
okay.
Kill you.
All the stuff with Jeanette and Therese is now done. She's told us where Bertram Tongue is, who is another Nosferatu. And what this guy's going to do is take us to the Sabat warehouse. The Malkavians call him Nasty Dude, but I think he's Pretty Dude.
He's got a cool earring. Like, come on.
Yeah, bro's dripping.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Alu does make a good point. You actually get the 38 from saving both Jeanette and Therese, which we use exactly once in a later tech because it's a little faster. But it used to be, I mean, it saved a whole bunch of seconds. Okay, the whole, ooh, that was close. I very nearly bumped into one of the dudes. If you aggro one of the guys in this office, that way we came in is blocked off by a metal gate, which extends the way you run around this area quite considerably. So quite nice that we didn't have that happen.
Yeah, very nice. I think I absolutely alerted the media when I was here in casual playthrough.
It's an interesting little place as well, because like every different clan like handles this section differently. With the Nosferatu, you can just use obfuscate, and I suppose Malkavians can as well. But depending on what clan you're playing, obviously you have different disciplines, different abilities to like navigate different situations. But this Sabat warehouse is always an interesting. It sort of like solidifies how you're going to play the rest. Not so much how you're going to play the rest of the game, but what you can expect from the rest of it.
Yeah, it's like a really big section.
Which we have just blitzed through.
Yep, too easy.
Okay, so that is Santa Monica nice and done. We're playing as Nosferatu, Kalia. Right, so we have about 90 seconds of cutscene and dialogue, so if there are any questions that anyone wants to ask, or if you've got anything that you'd like to read out, then now is a perfect time.
Yeah, Vicetra, I know you mentioned that you played this game for the first time, within the last couple of years, and I'm kind of wondering what drew you to the game and ultimately led you to start speedrunning it.
Fantastic questions. Fortunately, one of the people that actually introduced me to it and got me to actually play it casually for the first time is actually watching the stream. So Vinada, she's been on different GDQ hotfixes and just GDQ events in general. She was like a super fan of VTMB, and just, a few of her pals are also super fond of it. Okay, I'll try it out. And they had the displeasure of watching me play through it for the first time in the most unoptimal way.
Love it.
And then what made me want to start running it was I was curious. I looked at the SRC page and I was like, how quickly can you do this? And I saw 27 minutes at the time. I was like, okay, I did something very different to what this guy did. And I learned that you could skip the entirety of Hollywood and Warrens, which one of those things I was sad to skip, Hollywood, but Nosferatu Warrens I didn't really like at the time. So I was like, okay, this is, I'm curious. Let's look at the route. And it's just sort of taken over from there. But at the time, there weren't really any recent route notes or any sort of tech videos to try and bring in new runners. So that was something I sort of had to reverse engineer by myself. And in a slight bit of self-promotion, I do actually have an up-to-date route guide for this game now. So if anyone's thinking of running this, then I can help you.
Should have been
hint, hint, wink, wink.
This is a main existence. Stay out of trouble, kid.
Yeah, I would love to see your guide. It's a video guide or it's a written guide?
I've actually got two parts to it. So the video guide is a play-by-play kind of thing where it explains what's happening throughout it, and then I've also got a condensed sort of written notes where you need to go.
Very cool that you made those resources available for everyone. Thank you.
You sure?
That's quite all right. I'm happy to have more runners.
Kid,
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so we've arrived in downtown. We've got to... Sorry, I completely drew a blank there. We've got to... we had to go speak to Nines Rodriguez, which is the dude that saved us in that encounter with the Sabat. And that sets a flag with Prince LeCroix because we can't actually proceed to the next part of the main story beats until, we've encountered both factions, the Camarilla and the Anarchs. So we're going to head up here. speak to my mans, who is a snake. Any thoughts on Prince LaCroix yourself?
There have been
I mean, I don't mind him actually. Like, I find him amusing.
the last thing.
Yeah?
Good.
I do. Yeah, I like him as a character.
One more
What
thing.
about you, chat? What do you think of the
Careless
prince?
lately about maintaining the
What do you think, Vicetra?
I don't want to show my disdain too much, but I think he's a crook.
He's a dirty crook.
I'm not a fan of Prince LaCroix. I think he's he's a fantastic character and like I guess you could call him an antagonist, right? Like,
Oh,
I guess depending on how you
absolutely.
play it, but
Oh, yeah.
he's a fantastic character. He's just such a self-serving
We won't say it.
creature.
But
yes.
yep, he is absolutely.
That is indeed a real Vicetra. Is that real Hekigan in this Twitch channel?
It is real. We're live. It's not a recording.
It's actually real. Crazy.
Unless you're
Oh.
watching on YouTube, in which case this has already happened. So sorry.
Yeah, also hi YouTube.
Hi.
So LaCroix sent us to a stealth mission, if you will, which is another one. The theme is upkeeping. You can stealth this mission as well, and it's really satisfying actually. So basically, get information on something called the Ankaran sarcophagus, which is the big overarching story point for this game. The Ankaran sarcophagus has a third generation vampire in it, right? Supposedly. We don't know which antediluvian it is specifically, but whichever one it is, if someone were to diablerize, which is to basically devour and absorb their strength, basically, they'd be extraordinarily powerful and they'd have complete control over LA. So there's a whole political vacuum kind of thing going on where you've got the Sabbat that want to sort of use it for themselves or destroy it, and then you've got the Camarilla which deny the existence
Masquerade.
of antediluvians. So it's
See
sort
that
of
you don't attract
a little
any
bit
more
of a
attention.
not
I've
a double
said
standard,
all
but
I
a slight
need
bit of
to
hypocrisy
for
from
now.
Prince LaCroix, who's yeah, I really want this Ankaran sarcophagus because I want the power from it.
Right. Yes. He has other motives.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's a self-serving. I'm not going to say that on this channel.
And the-
He sucks, right?
Yeah,
I said it in chat.
He really does.
when we hear from Grout, you may come back.
Right. So he's tasked us with going to find the Malkavian Primogen, Alistair Grout, which has it has the frame perfect.
No.
I guess we'll just call it a secret spray because it saves 3 minutes of time. So what I will do is I'll get the setup going, try my best to get it as fast as possible, and then maybe go quite for 10, 15 seconds whilst I focus on just getting there. So what I'll do is I'll hand over to you in about... Honestly, if you wanted to take the reins now, it'd be absolutely fine.
Yeah, no, please focus. So the trick that Vicetra is going to work on is pretty specific from what I gather talking before the stream. And so Vicetra is going to attempt to do this the first try so that we can save those 3 minutes or so.
Oh, let's go, dude.
Let's go. Yes. Would you
Okay.
care to elaborate? That was
Yeah.
excellent.
Okay, so getting that first try is huge. So what we did was we used a discipline of the animal. Well, we used an animalism discipline called Bloodsucker's Communion, right? And what that's going to do is spawn a bat for us to jump off of, and there's about 6 frame perfect inputs that we need to get right. And it is just granted hitting the scroll wheel to elevate ourselves onto the second floor of Grout's mansion, which will save us running around, puggling with a bunch of levers and everything like that. And yeah, on the top end of runners, it will save about 3 minutes of time, which is great.
Yeah, being in this house, or what would you call this place?
It's kind of it's like a 50-50 split between some dude's mansion and like some dude's like experimental basement. Yeah.
Experimental basement. Yeah, and it is quite frustrating finding your way through all of this, so well done.
I sadly can't take the credit for this, for that tech, but finding out how it works, well, I can take credit for that because
Oh, definitely.
I didn't have any like resources that were actually helping at the time, but that's a whole different conversation. Shout out to Vevin Valor. The dude clearly blessed this run for me to get that first try.
Shoutouts.
So we've got basically towards the end of Grout's mansion now, and what we're going to do is we're going to find Alistair Grout in a particularly unfortunate scenario where he's been staked. And, obviously he's been assassinated by someone, but we don't know who. But we're going to get a good idea of how many enemies he had in a moment, because there's going to be another guy in here who's looking to kill Alistair Grout. Who could it be?
Who could it be? Chat, do you know?
Ozchamp, chat, do you know? Grout's dead. Rip to a real one. It's a shame that we don't actually get any interaction with Grout in the actual in the game at all, because you only hear like voice notes that he records and like plays through speakers throughout his home. But I think he'd be such an interesting character to chat with and just sort of get more story beats from. I was kind of hoping in one of the endings where you can like sort of go like lone wolf, that he'd be around somewhere. Like, I won't give too many spoilers in the story, but I just kind of wish that he was around more.
Definitely like him more than the prince.
Oh yeah, he's got way more. Well, I can't say he's got more personality because that'd just be wrong. But
Bark is a
I don't know. There's a lot of intrigue around him.
I need to become.
Whereas you can kind of assume that what LaCroix wants to do is just be self-serving.
Oh,
which
yes.
is typical sort of antagonist kind of role.
Makes sense for like an old vampire.
True. Okay, so next story beat, and then we've got the big sequence break in Hollywood. So we've been tasked with going to actually locate the uncurrent sarcophagus once again at this museum. We're going to definitely find out that it's not here, so unlucky. But we are going to see another character that we saw early in the run called Beckett. And Beckett is sort of like a vampire historian, I guess you could call him that, who sort of like researches the vampiric condition, kindred history and things like that. So he's I think he's actually like a major character from the World of Darkness IP, which is quite interesting.
I don't keep up too much with like all of the canon for World of Darkness, but it is pretty elaborate from what I understand.
I can't pretend to say that I know. I'm just like, I can only really recite what I remember from reading on the wiki.
Oh no, you're fine. Listen, it's a cool game, and it's okay to admit that the music is cool and we just want to vibe in the game.
True. The soundtrack, written by, I believe his name's Rick Schaefer. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But,
correct.
Masterclass in like ambience and just, I cannot fault the soundtrack in the slightest.
Completely agree. It's a great soundtrack. Y'all should play this game.
Right. So that was the last bit of LA done, which is great.
At least
we're going to inform LaCroix the sarcophagus was stolen. He's going to spit his dummy out, and he's going to badmouth the Nosferatu, which is part of the reason that I dislike him.
He's not too happy right now.
Nah, bro is angry. And we're now in Hollywood. So, I don't think I mentioned this, but because we are playing as Nosferatu, we have to travel through the sewers everywhere. If we're seen in public, it's a Masquerade violation, which is the way to summarize it is we are so fugly by conventional standards that nothing like us could possibly be ordinarily human and look this horrific.
Yeah, so if you go out and you're seen, you're going to be breaking a lot of rules as an Nosferatu.
Yep. It's a shame, really. But, you know, people in clubs don't seem to mind. I don't know why everyone else has to be so judgmental.
Yeah, the club goers know what's up.
Right, so this is Romero. This is going to be the start of the big sequence break for Hollywood. And this is going to be a bad start. So he's got 2 attacks open. He's got a shotgun and he's got his knife. If he's got his knife out, he's going to be running towards us, which is what we want. If he's got a shotgun out, he's going to stand there and maybe even backstep a little bit, which is what we do not want. If you break direct line of sight, that will also cause him to change his weapon, which is also not good. You can lose and gain so much time on this section, right? It can make or break a run. So there's no point getting excited if you're like green splits up to this point. It's only really worth getting excited if you're like still green or even gold after it. And it's at that point I just go quiet. I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to focus.
Oh yeah. Have you done a lot of submissions for this run? Like how many submissions would you say you have put on the board?
Oh, like finished runs? I think I've finished about 140 runs of this and attempted I think I've attempted like nearly 700 runs of this now.
Wow, expert level. That's cool.
Knife? No? Okay. Gonna be a jerk. Right, there we go. So what we're doing is we're gonna lure this guy Romero to this mausoleum, right? And we're gonna get him to stand in a specific spot. And we're gonna use the collision from him as well as Spectral Wolf to clip us through the shortcut in the Nosferatu Warrens. And that's gonna save us, as I might have alluded to earlier in the run, like on the top end of runners, about 10 or minutes or so. Okay. Now run towards me.
I know you're here.
Ooh, this might not work. A little scary. Oh, first try. I didn't even quick save. I wasn't even scared.
Ooh, let's go.
Okay, so I've actually got live split on as like a thing in the background, just for my own sort of like reference on how we're doing with the run.
Maybe we are.
Sure, yeah.
24 minutes load removal, which is, you know, still extraordinarily good to be at this point in the run. But I'm like nearly 2 minutes behind PB, but that's I'm not here to PB.
We're here to hang out and vampire around.
Exactly. Have a good time on Time Capsule.
Yes,
Experience
thank
the
you.
flavor of VTMB.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much for running this, by the way. I'm having fun.
Not a problem. Thank you for reaching out and saying, "Hey, do you wanna do some VTMB?" The answer will always be yes.
Okay, that's good to know.
I need no convincing to A, play this game, and B, run this game. I'm a slave to this run. Okay, we nearly had really clear movement going back up this hill, but so we ran into gorgeous Gary Golden, the Nosferatu Primogen, and he's told us, yeah, where you need to go is Chinatown, so what to Chinatown? Well, we've got another sequence break, but it's nowhere near as convoluted as that.
Chinatown, my favorite. Let's go.
I re-enabled what I was doing before Hotfix was like muting the music and just having my own music play through Spotify or something when I was doing runs. But I've re-enabled each of the tracks because it's just. I feel like if I'm going to demonstrate the game, it should definitely have the original music going as well.
Oh yeah. I still don't know if you're joking about the song in the club.
Okay, that one I can confirm I am joking about. That one
Okay. Because for a second I was like, I don't know, like, is chat telling the truth? Is Bicetra telling the truth? It was a good track.
Yeah, the song that ordinarily plays in that club is isolated by Chiasm? I'm not quite sure how the name is pronounced, but that's an iconic track from the soundtrack as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's worth mentioning what I did there just for the explanation is what you would ordinarily do is speak to Ming Zhao in that hut that we jumped on top of, right? But what we've done is literally just jump over it. And you can do that in unofficial patch as well, which is, I nearly forgot. You have to quick save and quick load here. Otherwise, this becomes uninteractable terrain. So glad I remember that. Muscle memory actually saving me. Yeah, we skip all of the Chinatown quest line with that tag, which is nice.
That is nice.
Say goodbye to the lockpick. We don't need that anymore. Bloodlines 2N later this year, which is, I'm personally looking forward to it. I think people should be more willing to give it a try.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk surrounding Bloodlines too, but I think I might play it. I don't know. We'll see.
I think, I'm not sure if I'll run it. That's one thing I will say. I don't think it's one I'll want to run, but we'll see how it goes, because it's going to be a very different experience to Bloodlines 1.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. It's kind of nothing shy of a miracle that it's actually, being released at all, because it's been stuck in dev hell for like so long. Right, so we've got our jade statues. We can now finish off this puzzle, and we are going to be considerably underestimate, so it's worth mentioning that in about 2 minutes, we're going to be done with the run.
Oh, wow, you zipped through this.
I like to give a 40-minute estimate because there is so much that can go wrong with this run. And fortunately, that's not happened at all, which has been amazing.
Nice. Yeah, it's been good.
LaCroix. Yes.
Right, so we've got the last fight of the game, Ming Zhao. And we're just going to spam the Animalism Discipline and Potence to do considerable DPS. And honestly, this fight it can kind of troll you a little bit, where she just sort of softlocks and becomes invincible, which is absolutely not ideal. Or she just stuns you and throws you around the area a whole bunch. Not ideal in the slightest, but that was a decent-ish fight.
Yeah, she was a tough fight.
Yeah, on a casual playthrough, that's a showstopper.
For sure.
Right. I will walk into the elevator and count down, and then on time, obviously time. So 3, 2, 1, time.
So,
but how does it end?
And
how does it
the
end?
devils will share her fate. Los Angeles at last.
People will just have to play and find out for themselves.
Won't they? Thank you so much for showing off Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines by Cetra. This is a fun run, and I had a blast.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. It's been a very good time. That's a really nice showing of VTMB Any% Nosferatu. If anyone is interested in learning the run, I'm always around to answer questions in the VTMB Discord. There is resources available both on YouTube and the SRC page. We've got 2 more fantastic runs coming up with Time Capsule, so definitely stick around for that. We've got Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell next, I believe, and then we've got MGS the Twin Snakes.
Yes, that is correct. Absolutely, it's gonna be a good show. But yeah, by Cetra, do you have any more shout-outs, comments before we head over to the next run?
Me personally, obviously, thank you to Alan and Vin in chat, I know what time it is for them. It's the exact same time for me, so I've recognized they're up at 3:30 in the morning.
Couple of vampires here.
Yeah, some fellow kindred in the chat. Thank you again for having me on. It's been fun, and maybe next time I will find a way to try demonstrate 100% quest log, which is a much longer run at some point. But
ooh, yeah, well, you'll have to keep me updated.
Yes, certainly so. Right, thank you very much for your time. I will hand back off over to you.
Of course, yeah. All right, everyone. Well, before we break, I do want to give a big shout out to all of our amazing supporters. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered here on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support the Games Done Quick Hotfix. So if you enjoy watching this show, Time Capsule, or any of our other Hotfix shows, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can learn more about everything Hotfix at gamesdonequick.com/Hotfix. I do want to say thank you again so much to Vicetra for showing off Bloodlines. We will be right back with a speedrun of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Pandora tomorrow, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix, everybody. I am your host, Smooth Operative, and you are watching Time Capsule. Before we get into the next run, I do want to invite all of you to join the official GDQ Discord. If you join our server and add yourself to the Hotfix role, you'll be able to keep tabs on upcoming Hotfix events, chat with staff and showrunners, and more. So if that sounds fun to you, type !Discord in our Twitch chat for the invitation. Now then, friends, tonight on Time Capsule, we are stealthing through the year 2004, and our next guest is here to run Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, Pandora tomorrow. Please welcome Distro TV.
Hello there.
Hello.
So, yeah. Can we get started already?
Absolutely, yeah.
Perfect. So, hello everyone. I'm Distro. I will be speedrunning Splinter Pandora tomorrow, and I will explain things as I go. So let's get started right away. Just for the category, this is any percent on the normal difficulty, which is the easiest one. So the regular any percent. So to give a countdown, at go, I'll count down from 3 to 1 and go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thanks. My game actually crashed.
Well,
that has never happened before. That's an amazing timing.
No,
it's actually working now. Oh,
surprise.
To the front.
okay, that was weird.
Surprise, we're in.
So welcome to the marathon luck.
Let's work on stealth.
Actually, it's working. I'm happy. The beginning of the game has some kind of obstacle course which introduces you to the game mechanics. What we're doing is skip right away. I have to do a very precise fall here, which allows me to get on this small fence. There's an invisible wall here. I'll try to get around that. Okay. So this saves a little bit of time, and now... Actually, there's something not working with my mouse. 1 second. That shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, take your time.
What happened? It's okay. The estimate is quite generous. It works now. Perfect. So, Pandora tomorrow is the second game. There are some quality of life improvements compared to the first Splinter Cell. For instance, I can cycle through the menu with a click with side mouse button, which didn't work before. Because I don't know why it works now. And
before you infiltrate the
you saw me open the door. That's usually locking sequence. We'll see one of those in the next level, and I explain more about it. But there's a funny trick coming up here, and I can basically walk on some invisible flooring there for some reason and gain height, and it allows me to go out of bounds. And random fun fact about that, I have to go again. The random fun fact about that is that it only happens if you have high enough FPS. If you don't, then you will not get the height. I'm not sure exactly why, but that's a fun thing. And you will see here, this is a split jump. In the first game, you can just wall jump off every wall. And in this one, it's a bit different, but I'll explain more about that later. And there's a very hard trick coming up here. I'll try it once. Let me see. One more try. Almost got it. It's a very precise jump. I didn't get it, but it's completely fine. There's a backup strat. I go here. If I had gotten the jump, which is really difficult, I would have been on that wall that you see, and I would have saved 2 seconds. First try.
The situation is getting worse.
Gotta try.
And this is delayed bonk. It's the fun little mechanic. When the enemies are going for an animation and you hit them, then the reaction is delayed for some reason.
The flash notes confirm there was a hostage situation.
Now we get to one of the more random parts of the speedrun. We don't really understand how this works, but we get spotted here, the mission fails, but you can do some kind of YOLO run, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. If they spot you, it doesn't work. So let's try that again. Got it. Perfect.
Nice.
What you're seeing here is a quick save quick load. That's a typical Splinter Cell thing for the first 4 games. It skips dialogue, and I just skip dialogue here so I can talk to the NPC, because while there is communication going on in the game, you can't talk to anyone. So basically what I do is I quick save quick load, and then there is a few frames where I can just talk to NPCs before the next line starts, and this saves quite a bit of time during the run.
I guess in this case, he's a non-playable chair.
It was
Yes.
PGP encrypted, easy stuff.
Not playable chair. Yes, I think it's kind of funny how he teleports into the chair.
Yeah, he's like merged with it.
I'm just so used to that I even didn't realize that, but yeah, it is quite comical.
I'm throwing some curveballs at you, Distro.
Alright, so over here, there's a funny gameplay mechanic. This is the intended way. You're supposed to be in the spotlight there, and he won't see you because there's a night vision goggle on, and the idea is night vision goggle won't see you in the light, so it's kind of a flip to, say, in the shadows, which is kind of cool. When the speedrun, we just shoot inside this house, which distracts him enough so he doesn't even see us, even if you go through the whole map there. And now we have to talk to Ingrid, which is this non-playable character. This time, not a chair, unfortunately.
Your guess is as good as
Just a non-playable character this time.
Exactly. My HP is a bit low, so I will see if I can get this skip. Yep. Normally you would have to rappel down the wall there, which is quite slow, but you can just jump down if you have enough HP. And now this is already the end of the first level. To activate 2 of those generators, or actually turn off lights, is what is explained in the game. And that was the last enemy. I should have maybe mentioned earlier, but I'm actually not allowed to shoot anyone in this level until this very section with the lights. Now, you just saw me shoot the 2 guys, I was allowed. And I also couldn't get any alarms, but also has been lifted now. And now I go to this evacuation boat, and that's the end of the level.
Well done. Mission complete.
Thank you. The next level has a very funny start. Lambert, which is the NPC who's always talking, says, "Welcome to Paris," and the first thing you do is we drop down, take fall damage, you hear, "Ah!" So dialogue is "Welcome to Paris," and you just hear, "Ah," right after that.
That's too funny.
There is AI manipulation going on here. I do some precise jumps. Actually, it didn't work. Let me try that again. Oh, that's actually bad RNG. That's fine. You can't shoot them now. If I had gotten the jump correctly and with good RNG, I could have just jumped past them. They wouldn't have shot me. And I just shot that water sprinkler thing. I don't actually know the English name for that.
Oh,
which
right.
got rid of the fire.
Yeah, it is. Oh my god, I don't know the name of it. Chat, help. Like the fire extinguishing thing.
I got 3 out of 3 alarms. That's what can happen. The mission is actually over now. Paid a little bit more attention. That's because I had to do the backup strat. Where's my quick save?
Is he still
That's not too bad, actually.
The body was found, I guess.
And now it works. Ah, there we go. I'm happy.
Cool.
That was all calculated. I wanted to show both ways to do it.
See, there we go.
Alright, we go again. You see in the bottom right, above the pistol, it says 1 out of 3. And soon it will say 2 out of 3. There we go. And I had 3 out of 3 before, and that's when the mission fails, basically. Because, remember, this is a sneaky game. We have the first lockpicking sequence here. It's always the same sequence. I just mash the same buttons every single time. Just have to memorize it, and that's pretty much it. And you just saw the first use of the F2000, which is this machine gun weapon, and you have some accessories with it. I just throw through a gas grenade. And now you're seeing some cameras being shot. I missed the first one, that's fine. And I'm picking up a lockpick here, a disposable one. You saw me lockpicking the door before, but if you have a disposable lockpick, you can instantly open the door pretty much. And this is also a nice place to point out that the dialogue in this game is quite comical sometimes. Because there's a running gag. Yeah. It's a bit of bad voice acting from time to time. The watch didn't seem very convincing to me, but maybe people think differently.
So you're saying there's a running gag between the Splinter Cell games?
No, there's a running gag basically in my stream where whenever Fisher and Lambert say "what," the chat just goes "what," basically to mock the line.
What?
We shot the light here so these guys don't see me. And now there's a room with a bunch of cameras, but we only need to shoot this one. And then hack this computer.
I'm inside the client's storage.
And we'll see the first door code here. I have the code memorized. I can just use my numpad and enter it. It's always the same in every single run. No randomness there. And I think there are 5 in total in the run. There used to be 6. But we will discuss later what happened to the last one by now.
Oh yeah, maybe a skip was found?
Maybe.
Where did Mortified Penguin hit next?
Okay, ignore the brains. It's just part of the game.
The client of the ND-133.
We use a disposable lockpick here, instantly open the door.
If he's willing to murder.
Murder frozen.
And
You can't murder the dead.
what I'm going to do here, I will equip the frag grenade, and I'm skipping specific lines.
Introduce yourself to Mr.
Hopefully this works. And sometimes the grenade falls down, and then you have to do a backup strat. But thankfully, I actually had the grenade go up here, and we skipped a bunch of things. Finish the level. You need 2 things. You need to get this cutscene that you're about to see.
Give me the phone, friends.
And actually, you need to shoot some... I don't even know what to call that, but it's some kind of vent, and it releases steam. And you're not supposed to be able to shoot that before this dialogue is done. But the grenade actually kind of messes with the hitboxes, and you can see the steam here. And the grenade that I threw actually had 2 functions. I killed those 3 guards, and I released the steam. Killing the 3 guards actually skipped the cutscene. So yeah, there was a lot going on here. If I had gone normally, the steam would have killed me basically. But now we are already at the end of the level, and that's it.
Nicely done.
Thank you. So the next level, if you played Pandora tomorrow casually, this might be maybe one of your favorite ones. It's a train level. I have good and bad news. The good news is... Oh, actually, let's start with the bad news. The bad news is we actually skipped the train level. And the good news is we skipped the train level. So it is actually cool and also kind of disappointing to some people. You can look at it in both ways. But I just jumped from the first train wagon to the second one. You're supposed to do that. Because whenever you're facing forward like me right now, you're not supposed to have momentum. But I just used some movement trickery to have full momentum going forward for a very short time. And I used that to jump to the second wagon. And it happens that the ending trigger is already present. So when I usually go up this hatch and I hit the trigger here, and this starts the ending, and you can see 2 ospreys now, this helicopter type thing. And maybe you can see this guy, he's T-posing in the helicopter now. Just a fun little thing.
What? That's too good.
And that's the end of the train level already.
That's an exciting one.
It's one of the more recent ones too. There have been a few new skips, and this is one of them.
Very cool.
Another one of them is actually coming up now in this level. This is Jerusalem.
This looks like a touchy mission.
And this one is a bit tricky to explain, but also technically fascinating, I think. I was mentioning the wall jumps before. You're not supposed to be able to wall jump in this game, but if there are 2 collisions close to each other... Actually, let me revert that, because I need to shoot to distract this guy that you just saw. But if there are 2 collisions close to each other, you can do a split jump. We will exploit that later, but for now we do a different type of exploit. I will do a quick save because it's very finicky. I pause on the correct frame. I actually didn't get it. It's very precise. And that didn't work either. It's normal to take a few tries. And let's go again. But to explain what is happening, I pause on... There we go. I pause on a frame where a part of the animation is cancelled for some reason. Like, you pause on that frame and then Sam, well, the playable character that I'm playing right now, basically bounces off the left wall, but by pausing, that bouncing doesn't happen. I get an extra height, and that allowed me to go out of bounds. And normally you were supposed to pick up the F2000, the machine gun you saw before, but we skipped that entirely.
It's a good-looking skip.
It's a quite interesting one, I think. I'm still impressed that that one was found, because it's quite unusual for a Splinter game to have something that resembles pause buffering in a way, even though it technically isn't. But I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it comes close though.
Yeah, sometimes when you go early, you can actually try to buffer the pauses and try to hit the correct frame like that. You see some movement mechanic tech here to go faster, because normally you would have a hanging animation. Ooh, I'm getting blinded here. I turned off the night vision, sorry for that. But yeah, I just went through a fast animation. And now this part, of the level is basically an auto-scroller in a way, because I have to follow this lady in the casual playthrough. In the speedrun, we have a different approach. We actually go ahead and we pretty much just bonk and take out every single guard. I'm not allowed to shoot anyone here. Zero alarms too, so I'm going to make a quick save in case I mess up. I shoot this light so these guys don't see me. And this is actually also a tech that is very typical for Splinter 1 and 2. You see me crouch spamming, and what that does is it actually negates all the noises that I make, so I can just crouch spam and these guards don't hear me at all. And a fun fact about that is it has actually been patched out from this game, because in the first one you can go full speed and just do this.
Oh.
But in this one, if you go full speed and try to crouch, you actually roll automatically. I believe that was supposed to be some type of patch. I don't have proof for that, but I would assume so. But in this game, you just have to turn down your speed by 1, and then you can do the same trick. You're just slightly slower than the Splinter 1. So just to clarify again what's happening here, we're taking out a bunch of guards, while Dahlia Tal, the NPC you saw before, is basically walking to the end of the segment. A bunch of sneak and bonking going on here. So my manipulation, for instance, shooting here, it makes the guard turn around and he doesn't see me. I can do this crouch spam glitch and knock him out. Bonk. Same here, I shoot. And when the guards are distracted, they turn their heads like that, if you saw that. And during that, they usually don't react to you anymore for a few seconds. Not a few seconds, but maybe like a second and a half or 2 seconds. And now, another thing I should mention is that you see me shoot lights. That's so the bodies are hidden.
Yeah,
because if they are not hidden, if they are not hidden, you will get an alarm because of body checks. There's actually a glitch related to that, which I will explain soon, because we have to wait soon anyway. But you see, I also lure this guy into shadows and have to shoot the light. It doesn't technically save time, but it's just more convenient and easier to do. And this is now the last guard. I basically knock him out before he can sound the alarm. And I'm going to pick up some ammo for backup here, but I have to wait here, so there's not much going on. And about the body checks, the way you can imagine it is, whenever you knock out a guard and you move forward in the level, there are some areas in the map where the game checks, have there been any bodies? Yes, sound alarm. And if that happens in this section, for instance, you will have the mission fail because you see 0 out of 1 above the pistol on the bottom right of the screen. And there's actually a glitch, and this is Pandora Tomorrow exclusive. I don't know why it's only in this game or why it even exists in the first place, but whenever you quick save, everybody until that point that has not gone through a body check will be ignored. So basically, you can knock out anyone you want. You do a quick save and a quick load. Then the body check is bypassed entirely, which is something we'll use during the run.
Oh, yeah, I'd imagine so. Otherwise, there'd be like alerts all over the place.
But yeah, you might have noticed I didn't actually quick save here because it's faster. Because every quick save is very slow and every quick load is very slow. So in the speedrun, if you're going for a competitive time, your goal is to actually avoid quick save, quick loading whenever you can. And now we have to wait for Dahlia Tal. Actually, while we do that, I'm just going to show off a small moonwalk. A movement tech you can do. Look at that.
Ooh, look at you. Nice.
Ah, there she is. So,
oh, yes, hello.
She works for an Israeli secret agency, basically the Israeli CIA. And we opened the door for her because we're kind like that. And also because it saves time, so she doesn't have to open it. But there are 2 options. We can go through here in the casual playthrough after talking to her. She opens the elevator here, and then you can either shoot her, because Lambert tells you to do that, or we don't. And the fun thing about that is that over the years in the speedrun, it has changed what we do. And recently, it has been routed to be faster to actually shoot her, so I'm sorry for that.
Not on your life.
But I skipped the dialogue here, which makes the elevator move faster, and I have to shoot her. Again, I apologize, but this is faster. And I will explain why very soon, or actually right now. The thing is, if you don't shoot her, she will be back at the end of the level with 3 snipers, actually 4 snipers including her, and she basically backstabs you and tries to kill you at the end of the level. if you shoot her, you don't have the 4 snipers, but you have 4 police guards, but that's better for the speedrun, and we will see soon why. Now over here, there's a lot of randomness. I'm going to make a quick save, and I will have to adapt as I go. There's a lot of AI manipulation going on. For instance, I manipulated the guard to shoot early so he doesn't chase me all the way up here. And you will also notice the pistol is quite accurate in this game, which is quite unusual for Splinter Cell, but you have a laser pointer as a secondary aim function, and as it happens, the laser pointer is actually hit scan. As long as the laser pointer shows or points at something, it will actually hit it. It's quite broken, and they removed it from the future games, and it wasn't Splinter Cell 1 either, but it's very useful in the speedrun.
Oh yeah, that's cool that it's an exclusive though. Interesting to know.
But yeah, you can just see how easy this aim with the laser pointer. It's actually, it's wobbly when you have laser pointer. You can see it, like it's shaking. And the farther away the target is, the harder it is to hit it. But we just counter aim and try to shoot. So this is the part where the 4 snipers would have been if I had let Dahlia Tal live. But now we have the 4 police officers patrolling. And if they see me, I get an alarm, the mission fails. But there's a very cool AI manipulation you can do here. By just shooting this wall, I hope I got it, you will notice that the guard on the left is distracted, or actually both guards, and I can just run past here, they don't see me, including those 2 guards here. I just run to the ending trigger, skip a bunch of dialogue, and there we go. That's the end of the level.
Very nice. That's cool. So then you just quick save through their dialogue to get them to kind of move it along faster.
Yeah, it's a tech in a lot of old games where you just quick save and quick load and skip the line.
This is going to be a complicated mission, Fisher.
Quite convenient. I think the first Force Splinter games use it a lot. And then the other ones, it doesn't work anymore.
I can work with Shetland. What's Shetland doing here?
Alright, so this is Indonesia. There will be a lot of run and gunning and some AI manipulation going on. I will equip the Sticky Shocker here, which is an instant knockout. Just have to aim a bit higher because there's gravity to take into account. And there are a bunch of trip mines here, trip wires. If I hit them, the mines blow up and I die instantly. So I just stay on the left there and it avoids all of them very conveniently. Now, you will see a quick load. And this is to bypass the body check that I mentioned before. So you will see the alarm on the bottom right. It will revert to 0. That's if you don't get an alarm for a while. And that's very convenient in the speedrun because at 3 the mission would have failed. And also at 1 alarm the enemies have flak jackets, which makes them more have better defense against shots in the body. And at 2 they have helmets, which makes it way harder to headshot them. There we go. There was some AI manipulation to get the guards running early. Now this is a place where I have to apologize again because I have to shoot this dog. I'm sorry. It's faster. And now this guy in the tower, and then there's 2 guards to the right here, and I just quickly take them out, and I go up the ladder and go to the second section of this level. There we go.
I'm curious, Distro, do you find it, what's the word I'm looking for, like a bit jarring going back and forth between like the regular view and I guess, you know, your more stealth view?
You get used to it.
I see, okay.
Yeah. A lot of times, just, you mean like the night vision goggles, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of times I use a night vision goggle because it makes it easier to see a few things that are relevant to the speedrun. For some visual cues. Oh, actually saw me. I think I will have to revert to this temp save here. So what is happening is I'm doing some AI manipulation here and I have to go fast. And oh, they saw me again. Well, that's inconvenient. Let's revert again.
I'm inside the
All right. That's the nice thing about marathon runs. You see things that can go wrong. If you watch a world record run, you don't realize how difficult some sections are.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one of the cool things about marathons, to be able to adapt on the fly. So I have to go quickly here. The problem was these guys saw me and the mission fails instantly. In the casual paper, you're supposed to trail them. But once again, in the speedrun, we just go ahead and it works. And now crazy things are happening, and I'll try to explain it step by step. This guard is actually relevant because he has to talk to the guy you just saw, to Sardono.
So I grab one and make him turn.
But it turns out you can shoot him as long as he doesn't spot you, and then you can hide his body by shooting this light. And the dialogue still happens, but his lines are skipped. So this is a skip. And now I quickly take care of some guards here before Sardono arrives to his dialogue spot. So this is basically some shooting in advance to save time. And now I have to listen to his dialogue and record it. That's part of the casual playthrough that you have to do. And
How does it go? On?
There we go. He just skipped the other guard's lines that I took out before and hit the body. It's kind of funny. He just stands there and talks to no one while the body is running right in front of him. And he just ignores it.
Oh, wow.
And I could also skip the last two lines. It still counts as mission complete, or objective complete. So we're entering the third part of Indonesia. This is a long level. And this one is, I would say, one of the hardest spots of the whole speedrun.
We're going to be losing touch in a second.
But I'll do my best and also explain what's happening. So again, we were supposed to trail Sardono. We were ahead of him, and it somehow works. But he's ahead of us again, because the game thinks, well, we trailed him, right? But, well, with speedrunning, we didn't really trail him. And he's here again. And what is happening here, I'm doing a bunch of AI manipulation, and I have to go really fast. Instead of listening to his dialogue and trailing him, I actually go ahead of him by shooting this light and making an airflow round ricochet off the wall and hit that lamp up there. And they don't see me. You see, I'm ahead of Sardono again. That's actually a very big skip. I throw a flashbang to distract these guards. I hope I'm not too confusing here. There's a lot going on.
No, you're on fire. Let's go.
Alright, so this is the YOLO run section of the level. I played a bit safe because of a marathon setting. I'll use a gas grenade and try to headshot these guards. And there's actually a big skip coming up here. It's a bit difficult. It's almost pixel perfect. There we go. So I mentioned before you can't wall jump in this game, but I just proved that wrong. Because I said before, if there's two collisions really close to each other, like opposing each other, you can still wall jump. And we exploit that in some places like here. And we just went out of bounds. And everyone is T-posing here. We skipped the long part. We would have to listen to the Sardono make phone calls. And that's the end of the level.
Wow, that is curious geometry.
Okay, so this is one of the scariest parts of the speedrun again. This is the big run killer. There are a lot of snipers, guards, etc. And I really don't want to be spotted, because if I do, it's basically already over. But let me see what I can do here. I take very precise pathing, and it worked. The guards didn't see me, the snipers didn't shoot me, everything is good. So do a 180-degree jump here to save a bit of time, because it makes me jump from this wall to this one, which is a bit faster.
Okay, it seems they've gone back to normal.
And I'm gonna make a quick save here, because I don't want to lose HP. Okay. And that's going to be relevant for later. I really don't want to lose any HP here at all. Because if I don't lose HP, I will be able to do a skip at the end. And this elevator is kind of fun, because it looks like it's going down, but it's actually going sideways. It's just gameplay trickery, or game dev trickery going on here.
I see.
Now we have a big skip going on again. I will make a quick skip, because this one is really hard. I will six shock these guys, and I'll make a quick skip again. And I shoot a gas grenade in a very specific spot, and I believe I got it. Then I grab this guy, and I go into the smoke, and I activate this cutscene. And the gas grenade is working during the cutscene. Both him and I are taking damage. And you just saw him get knocked out during the cutscene. This is not the intended way, because normally in casual playthrough you're supposed to carry him, and you have a bunch of dialogue, and if you knock him out there, Lambert says, the mission's over, are you insane? Because you need some info. But in the speedrun, we knocked him out. So we have the dialogue playing, but the guard is knocked out, and we can just run to the next trigger, and it says actually 23 seconds.
That's too funny. Oh my gosh.
This is also one of the more recent skips. I like this one.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself a glitch hunter, Distro?
Yes and no. I have found some stuff. For instance, in Pandora tomorrow, the glitch you saw with the skip there is actually found by Pantoufle, who is a really good runner. And I have found the train skip, for instance, which is a very big one.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, glitch hunting is fun.
Cool,
I would
yeah.
recommend that to anyone. It's a good thing you bring that up because I feel like glitch hunters in general, even like people who don't speedrun at all but just glitch hunt, are kind of underappreciated. So shout out to every glitch hunter out there.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
Inside that submarine, you're going to be outmanned and outgunned.
All right, we are entering the submarine, and inside I'm not allowed to get an alarm, and I'm not allowed to kill anyone. But knockouts are fine. A quicklet, so this guard opens the door earlier. I can sticky shock him, that's not a kill. And again, we have one of those delayed bonks, which look kind of funny. Bonk, and then after like a few seconds, he just gets knocked out. I did the whistle there to distract this guy. He gets up, and during his animation, I pretty much just shoot his head with the camera. And what is happening here, that was an air manipulation again. I want to have the smoke grenade knock out this guard while I'm using the retina scanner. And this saves time because first of all I can start moving earlier, and the second thing is I don't have to knock him out. This saves around 8 seconds.
Great work, Fisher. What do we got, Grim?
It's pretty cool, I think.
ID number.
Yeah, great work.
There. Looks like
They
we've
said
got
it right
5
there.
subscribers. Satellite phones.
US numbers?
And I mentioned before, having a lot of HP here is important. I lost HP to the gas grenades, but that's calculated. It's kind of random how much damage I take, but I actually have the perfect amount of HP to do a skip here. There's a tower, and if you go down, there's a bunch of enemies spawning down there, but if you have enough HP, you can just do this.
And there's nothing stopping us.
Whoop.
The
There we
Joint
go.
Chiefs will want to move
Oh my
fast.
gosh.
And we skip all the enemies.
It's about time you introduced yourself to
And this takes around 7 seconds, I believe. Okay, so here I do a small trick jump, and I didn't take fall damage because I hit the ending trigger already. If you go far enough away, you can actually go underwater, but I didn't get it this time.
No boat ride, huh? Or is it a
Unfortunately, no.
cutscene?
It's some kind of cutscene,
Okay,
or in-game
okay.
cutscene.
Gotta play it casually to find out.
Infiltrate the TV station first. This is where Ingrid and Sedan.
This is a tricky jump. There we go. But actually, my bad. There's no cutscene. It's the ending trigger, but what happens is I negative fall damage by hitting the trigger in midair. That's what happens. All right. So this is also a very random level and also very tricky. So it's gonna be a bit interesting what's going to happen. I will have to adapt as I go. But it looks good so far. Actually, oh, I got next to alarm. This could be problematic. We'll see. But there's a really cool trick coming up. First I sticky shock this guy, and then I do one of the glitchy wall jumps that I mentioned before. Oh, I actually got an extra alarm. Okay, that's unfortunate. I have to revert to the temp safe here. That is a very bad RNG scenario, but it happens. So again, negating fall damage. I'm not rappelling down the wall. And hopefully I won't get an extra alarm this time. Okay, that looks better. Last lockpicking sequence. Here we go. Okay, I got this alarm again. I should be fine this time, though, I believe. Okay, so this jump again. And actually, I'm bypassing a trigger, because normally this van will start driving, but now I'm actually manipulating things, so I can ride the van. And this is a really cool trick, I think.
Oh my gosh.
I just shot the light while riding the van, so this turret doesn't see me, and the guard to my left doesn't see me either. That's a really cool trick. It actually allowed you to go past that gate early, because in the casual playthrough, you have the van drive away when you enter that section, and the gate will close, and you have to go through sewers, etc., etc. We actually skip a bunch of the level here with
Oh
that.
wow, that's really fun.
Far-fetched that she just happened.
So again, we take fall damage and we skip rappelling down. And we get to the second part of the level.
The agency needed to know whether or not he was still a viable asset.
I guess they got their answer.
Okay, let's see what happens here. There are two scenarios. Either I get the ding noise. I didn't, that's good. Which means that the guard spotted me early, or I don't get it, which was the case here. And it allows me, that says, if I don't get a ding, it means I save time because I can go through the left side here, and it's way easier, more consistent, especially for a marathon. Okay, now over here, I just threw a gas grenade in there, and quickly to talk to Ingrid again. Oh, actually I missed it, it's fine. You will see the guard, kind of hard to see, he just got knocked out by the gas. Okay. Now we have to trail Ingrid,
Trail her to the warehouse.
who's the same NPC from the first level, by the way. And we open the door for her because, once again, we're gentlemen, and
Okay.
it saves time. Otherwise, she has to open the door herself, and it loses a few seconds.
Chivalry is not dead, even in Splinter Cell.
True. I just deactivate the turret so it doesn't shoot me. And actually heal up here, I have enough time. Basically, I'm waiting for Ingrid to go to the retina scanner to open the section so I can move on with the level. But I have enough time to heal, and by the time I get to the retina scanner, she probably starts. Here we go. Now, this is one of the most... Actually, this is the most random part of the speedrun. I have a manipulation here, which will make these guards open the door early, which is a nice time save. I don't have to wait for Ingrid. And I just sticky cam everyone's heads.
Oh yeah, I was gonna...
This is the random part. I want this guy to run towards me, which he did, which is amazing. It's good luck. And I need him for this retina scanner. And this saves quite a lot of time with the other route, where you would go in that other room and then go through a vent, etc. Alright, unlock the door for us. And there's an AI manipulation going on here. And this is quite precise and random. But if I get it, I will have Sadono, which is so from the previous levels, run towards me. And this saves a lot of time, because I don't have to walk him all the way while grabbing him, but I'm right in front of the retina scanner. Alright, got it. It's nice. I will make a quick save in case this guy shoots. Okay. Now we just have to carry Sadono to the end of the level.
You're well on track to becoming history's most prolific unknown author of world events.
If I had any blood left, I'm sure I'd be blushing.
Oh yeah, fun fact, Sadono always one-hit kills you if he hits you. He has a pistol, and if he hits you, you're instantly dead. I don't know why, but...
Man with the golden gun, I guess.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Don't worry about leaving a mess behind you on your way out.
I mean, James Bond is also stealth in a way, right?
Yeah, sometimes he can be stealthy, that's for sure. I can't believe how, like, action-packed this game is. Like, I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in a short time. It's a short speedrun, but it has a lot of variety in it. I'm skipping a bunch of dialogue here, and that starts the end of the mission.
Well done.
Thank you. We're actually in the last level already. LAX Airport.
Okay. Last level, everybody.
This is a very execution-heavy one, and random. So this is always fun when you know what record pace. It gets people a bit on the edge of their seats, because anything could happen. But yeah, I just roll here so this guy doesn't hear me. I stay on the left so this camera doesn't see me. And I can't get a single alarm here, otherwise the mission is over. And I'm not allowed to kill anyone, but if you play the game casually, you will know that there are some guards you have to kill. Sorry again about the dog. Okay, so this one was not killed, that was a sticky shocker, but this guy I had to shoot. And in the casual playthrough, you have to use a thermal vision, this one. And you will see that some guards are reddish. They have like a warmer body. I'll try to show that off later. And the lore behind that is that they got vaccinated recently against a super virus. You can see it there. I actually got the wrong guy. But you saw he was red, that's what I wanted to show. There we go. And you're preventing the spread of the super virus, basically. And that's why these guys were vaccinated, because they're in on it. Oh. Yeah, this is a bit difficult, so I will maybe take a few attempts. There we go. Yeah, I'm basically just killing the guys I know have to die, like I have them memorized. And then the other ones I just knock out, so the mission doesn't fail.
Great work.
There we go, that's all of them for this section. So the air manipulation by shooting that guy's body, so this guy shoots instead of hitting the alarm. Air manipulation by throwing this gas grenade, which distracts this guy on the right. You couldn't see him now, but it distracted him and he doesn't hit the alarm. And over here I have an airflow round. Get that guy so he doesn't hit the alarm again. Kind of funny, he gets hit by the airflow round, it stuns him for a few seconds, but he doesn't hit the alarm. He's just like, oh, just another Friday.
Or just another Wednesday in our case.
Oh yeah,
maybe,
right.
Maybe Thursday for you.
Thursday for me. Alright, this is the last segment of the speedrun. If I go really fast here, I can open this door before he blocks it. And I got it, that's nice. Dude, this lets his camera doesn't see me.
Of course, ma'am.
Whistle for enemy manipulation, and that makes it that this guy doesn't hit the alarm that you saw there. He's like hovering there. And over here, once again I do some aim manipulation, I bump into this guy. So this other guy also goes into his crouching state and doesn't hit the alarm. And I have to turn on my thermal vision soon. But first I throw a shaft grenade to disable the cameras. But I have to turn on my thermal vision and look at this guy for a few seconds as a mission objective. And I'm going to make a quick save here because there's a funny skip coming up. There's an elevator here, but if you go really fast, you can actually go through this collision for some reason.
Wow, that's too funny.
And you can just go up the elevator right away, saving a bit of time.
Easy.
Soft's men cut the power from above.
Cutting off potential interruptions.
If you go too slow there, you actually soft lock, that's why I made a quick save. And there's also, this is the end of the run by the way, last minute or so, if everything goes well. There's another cool thing happening here. I don't know what to call it, but I think it will be more interesting to just look at what's happening. Just vibrate your way up here for some reason. There we go. Alright, so these are the last 3 guards up there, and I have to kill all of them. But I sticky shock the first one, so the other 2 guards are distracted, which allows me to go up here in peace without being spotted and being shot at. And now I basically just have to shoot them down as quickly as possible. I'll make a quick save just in case. Alright, looks good to me. And now I just skip a bunch of dialogues and then time's coming up. Now, time. That's the one.
How are you feeling about the run, Distro?
It was good, I'm happy. For a marathon setting, especially. What time did I get?
Richard, what was the final time? 41.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice, yeah. Gosh, I had no idea this run, like you had to adapt so much in this run. It was very impressive to see. Like, well done.
Thank you. Yeah, that's one of the fun things about speedrunning.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Distro, do you have any shout-outs or comments to make before we roll over to the next run?
I would like to shout out everyone who's hearing this shout-out. Literally everyone.
Well, thank you.
And for comments, just a general thank you. I hope you enjoyed the run. The speedrun community is small, but it's a nice place. We're happy to show off the games, and I'm very happy about the opportunity that was given to me to show this off. Also, sorry, I talked a lot during the run, I'm aware of that, but there's just so much going on.
Oh,
so
no,
sorry if I kind of cut you off sometimes.
No, it's honestly, that's to be expected. And you know, I'm just comments from the peanut gallery over here. Like, you're the expert, so seeing that was really phenomenal. Thank you so much, Distro, for being here. All the links to Distro's Twitch channel are in the chat, so I hope you'll follow for more Splinter Cell. Distro, you run a lot of games in the Splinter Cell series, correct?
I run all the PC ones, and Double Agent, which is the 4th one, has actually 2 versions, and I ran both of them. The Xbox one and the PC one. They're very different from each other. And I also used to do some Halo speedruns, especially Halo 5 and Legendary.
Right on. Yeah, well, it sounds like you have quite, I guess, an offering for speedruns, so make sure y'all check out Distro's channel here on Twitch if you're interested. But I do want to say that before we break, I'm here to tell you that GDQ is going to be at PAX West. So to all of my speedrunners out there, submissions are open from now until June 21st. For more information, you can use the command !PAX right here in our Twitch chat. We will be right back with Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes, so stick around. Hey everyone, welcome back to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel. I am your host, Smooth Operative, and we have approached the final run tonight. Here to speedrun Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes, please welcome Suave Beardson.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. I know what a lot of people think about the Twin Snakes with the over-the-top cutscenes and subpar voice acting, but you're in the right place because we're going to skip all that.
Certainly, and we have a commentator with us who has been on the show before, Glenn. Happy to have you back. Hello.
Thank you. I'm Glenn. I run most of the mainline Metal Gear Solid games, 1 through 5 mainly, and I dabbled in Twin Snakes for a little while, but we still remember enough to do a commentary, so
certainly
we'll be helping Suave out over here.
Yeah, the run hasn't changed much in the last year or so, year and a half, so it's... Once you know it, you should be able to remember pretty well.
Sounds good to me.
All right, I'm ready to go when everybody else is.
Yeah, Suave. Countdown is yours.
All right, I'm going to be doing any % normal. Time starts when I press game start, and then time stops at the last cutscene about an hour from now. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Good luck.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run up, after I skip this codec, I'm going to run up to a locker and grab the M9 and waste all of my ammo.
Which seems counterintuitive, but there's a very good reason for this. We don't get to play the waiting game, is the gist of it. But we will let the action speak for itself here as we do the very fun wasting of ammo. We cancel our animation here because every single shot, Snake has to pull the top of the gun back, deploy the magazine, and turn around, and that is Prozac skip.
And that was like my catapult into speedrunning. Because
addicted ever since, huh?
Well, I was the one to find that. It was actually Chewable Prozac that found the technique in MGS2, but I was only speedrunning this game for like a month or a month and a half when I found that, and it's just been like a rocket since then.
Oh, that's epic. Love that.
It's ironic because that's the one major piece of tech that is actually transferable between this and MGS2.
Oh, really?
But it saves more time in this than it does in MGS2.
Yeah, we just stole it.
In MGS2, where it's applicable, where it was not something that was already skipped, which was Tengu 1, is actually usable in the tanker, and it only saves, I think it's 20 seconds, 15 seconds, something like that. Here it saves over a minute.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's about
we like that.
Yeah, on very easy, it's about a minute and a half because you just grab stun grenades. You don't have to do the ammo depletion, so depending on how quick you do the ammo depletion in the M9, it's like a minute 20, somewhere in there. In this vent, I'm equipping and unequipping my weapon because it makes Snake crawl faster, even in first person, because it cancels his crawling animation, so that gets me through this vent a little bit faster, so I can get past these guards in a more optimal line.
That's why it looks so smooth.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Who is that?
And look at me go.
And that guard just did not want to play nice. That's okay. We're just gonna... Oh no. One of them said no.
Oh, this is going great. If I can get down to an evasion here. And there goes my magazine.
The backup guards are the instant alert, unfortunately.
This is not how I wanted to start this today.
It's all good, Suave.
I don't know why that line didn't work. I think I was just too narrow on the line. And I'm gonna take a continue this early. This sucks. Maybe not.
Okay.
You made it work, and I applaud you.
Way more of a rough start than I wanted. That's for sure.
Snake's the one throwing the curveballs now.
But this is why I picked up the chaff grenade. The chaff grenades in the heliport, because normally I would use the other magazine, because when you deplete all of your M9 ammo, you get one magazine, and then you have one shot left. You can then deplete that one, and that'll give you a second magazine. And I would use the second magazine to get out of the DARPA chief's room about 20 seconds faster. But I grabbed the chaff grenades as a backup to that, and I'm glad I did, because I accidentally wasted my magazine.
Always a reason to learn backup strats, everyone.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And just to be on the safe side, there's a ration underneath the DARPA chief's bed. I'm going to grab that before getting out of this room.
Absolutely recommended.
In the tank hangar, when I got spotted, I should have took a wider line, but it's okay.
In this game, sometimes there is such a thing as too fast.
Yep. I'm just going to use that ration now.
And just use the Prozac skip again, and then we're out of here.
That usually saves about 20 seconds if you don't need a ration.
And we got 12.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 60%. That's passing. And we get to use our nice new friendly SOCOM.
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
As Meryl demands that we talk to her like she knows what she's doing. She's never seen combat before and takes out 3 guards trying to pretend that we should be impressed, but that is what it is. So now she's going to at least try to help us here. And since this is normal and not extreme, there is no big boss rank for us to go, so we can go crazy and start taking out these guards with the SOCOM instead of the M9, which we don't even have ammo for anyway, which is perfectly fine.
I'll have ammo for it in a minute. So I'm going to use the M9 to beat Ocelot. Ocelot, you can do 3 shots with the M9. And it takes 4 shots with the SOCOM.
Yep.
Good to know.
We always made the joke in the original with the grenades, like, oh, look, Ocelot's a bit of a joke now. Then this game comes around and just was like, heh, hold my beverage of choice.
I mean, to be fair, the Ocelot fight is a joke in both versions and no matter what difficulty you're playing on.
He's the first boss. He's not meant to be difficult.
Right. So I don't know if I was talking to my brother. I see him in the chat, the Grim Gamer. I don't know if this is just something that we did over here in the States and then in the northern states. But like when we play hide and go seek when we were kids, it was like, you got to count to 10. And so to keep people from counting too fast, it's like, well, you got to count and say Mississippi because it takes 1 second to say the state name Mississippi. So you'd say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and so on and so forth. Well, when it comes to the Ocelot fight, to time the shots, I count Metal Gears. So I go 1 Metal Gear, 2 Metal Gear, and that times the shots out almost just right for me.
Huh.
So I don't know if the whole 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi thing was just something from our area. It probably is.
No, I heard that a lot growing up as well.
Nice. Glad it wasn't just us. We're not, the only weird ones.
I'm from Ohio. This tracks for us. Like, this is just normal. All right. So this is the power of first-person shooting in Metal Gear Solid 1. Oh, wait. And Ocelot is down.
Didn't even get a chance to talk about the fight. That's why we talked about it before the fight.
Oh, clever.
Like, to say that first-person shooting in this game with this level design was... Yeah, it was a choice. But we're not mad about it. We wanted to go fast anyway.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not mad. Chat, are you mad?
I actually spent some time. I never got around to it, but I was actually going to do a run where I just don't use first person and try to do a whole no first person speed run. And I think it took me 6 grenades to beat Ocelot. It was kind of funny because I had to run back and forth from one side of the room to the other.
Oh my gosh.
That could be a cool category extension, maybe.
Well, and the nice thing about it, too, is you can still, kind of spoiler alert, you can still shoot the pipes at the end to change the PAL key. You don't need to be in first person for that.
It's true. But we'll talk about that when we get there.
Got the laser roll coming up. I'll let Glenn explain that.
Oh boy, so the laser roll is timing a cycle on the lasers to the point where you can either get through all of them or get through most of them and only shoot the last couple of sensors for them. I know Blue and Airlian and Walguy are pretty good at it. Most of the runners, myself included, could only get most of the way through it. Let's see how Suave fares over here. We're gonna roll. No, and we're just gonna take it safe, which is perfectly fine, and get through that last one to roll.
Beautiful.
Pretty clean, actually. I would take that.
That's usually how I do it every time. Roll under the first 2, shoot 2, and then roll under the last one.
You know what? We take consistency.
Yeah,
Yep.
clean, consistent. Very nice.
Now we got a tank. We want to fight about it. Okay. Who doesn't want to fight a tank with grenades, first-person shooting, and a tranquilizer gun? And going to do this, and then you're going to find a nice spot to stand where we can actually just have Snake do the aiming for us, for the most part. I'm so used to seeing the extreme version of this fight where we would be using the trank gun and some magazines, and it's a whole weird damage calculation that the game does. But in this scenario, we just go for some quick, simple headshots on the gunners here, and they're done.
That was beautiful.
That was actually very nice.
Very nice.
The first headshot
headshots.
on the second gunner is fairly tight on timing. So if you miss that fight can go off the rails.
And that's true for both versions. That door is a suggestion, and it actually skips a codec. So yeah, but if you ever get shot, knocked down, or if you go prone by accident, you'll still trigger the codec, and that will lose you all the time he just saved by going through that wall.
That was also the reason I punched that guard. Because you can either
he's a pain.
You can either hang back a little bit and he'll miss his shot, or if you're fast enough, you can roll up the stairs and punch him, and then he'll miss that shot. In my practice runs, I actually managed to land the punch while simultaneously getting shot, so it didn't help me at all.
And that will lose the time, unfortunately.
It's about 8 seconds, I believe, if you end up having to take that codec call.
Yeah, give or take. It's a few seconds.
Not too bad.
No. And the mysterious static caller here just telling us about this electric floor. We get this wonderful first-person mode Nikita launcher, which I actually kind of like, because in the original you could do the overhead view and do it that way, but I do enjoy the immersion of the first-person Nikita.
It's very
nice.
cool. Very difficult for me casually, but we got there eventually.
So there's a specific loop I'm going to keep the ninja in. I'll probably have Glenn explain that so I can focus on it.
So there's a couple of ways you've always been able, well, not always, but a couple of ways you can do this. The method that I'm familiar with is punch, kick, shoot him with the Nikita, and rinse, wash, repeat. And if I remember correctly, there is a way of using the SOCOM to keep him in this phase. And we swapped to the Nikita during the kick because, for whatever reason, another weird damage calculation thing that the game likes to do. If you're equipping the Nikita, Snake will do more damage for some reason, even if he's in mid-kick.
Or mid-roll.
So that's fun. Or roll. Yep, this is true. And then we do want to get him down to a low enough health to where the next hit would actually defeat him, and then should go into the final phase here.
If you, in that last little bit there, when you get him to switch phases, if you time a couple shots just right, you can actually cancel his teleport. And so this cutscene will play and he's not even in the frame. And when the cutscene's over, he stands right next to you and you can just punch him once and he's down.
Yeah, we recently discovered how to do that in the original as well. And also
funny.
keep him in a loop. So
I actually managed to get the teleport cancel when I did an all dog tags normal difficulty race against Nick RP Green last year, and I actually managed to get the teleport cancel in that race. So that was really cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that is nice. Very cool.
I must have missed that one because I don't remember seeing that.
I was really hoping I was going to get the teleport cancel here, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's frame perfect, but it's very tight. The race that I did with Nick was actually really fun. Him and I both had some issues in the beginning, kind of like I did today, and then by the time him and I both got done with the hind, we had like a perfect sync up in the second communication tower going down the stairs.
That's such an epic time to be like in sync.
We always love a good race.
Definitely.
I actually, like, after the teleport cancel thing in, because I remember seeing it in the original when it was discovered over there, and so I messed around with the fight in this game and thought I found it. And so I said something about it, and then I actually got a message from Wall Guy who was just like, yeah, we found this years ago. And I'm like, oh okay.
Well then.
But it's like...
Thanks for speaking up, I guess.
Well, I think it's one of those things where the timing is so tight, and if you can set yourself up in a decent position during the fight and not be all the way across the room like I was, it's not really a big deal if you don't get it. And because it's difficult, right. I think people just decided to not rely on it, maybe, or I don't know, maybe just the word never got out about it. But yeah, you can cancel the ninja's teleport.
The day we learned.
I just wish I would have, done it, but it is what it is.
You'll have to watch Suave Beardson's stream on Twitch if you want to see it eventually. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. I might do a couple. I was actually speedrunning another game and then dusted this one off for this, but I'll probably run it a little bit more just in case.
Oh yeah, anything, speedruns are exciting. So anything you got on the menu, I'm sure we would be glad to see for sure.
You are a very...
Anyway, this is Psycho Mantis, and this is the infamous blackout of Hideo.
Hideo. No video.
Unlike the original, we get this swap controller port to 4. That's always the last one, and Mantis is going to throw his fireballs at us. For some strange reason, the game is programmed so that his right leg also does headshot damage. Why that is? Who knows? Am I complaining? No, because for whatever reason, and it's fair, if you hold first person long enough, it will show you Mantis's perspective like it did in the original. That way it helps you learn where he is while he's invisible. Mm-hmm. We're too quick for that. We don't deal with Invisimantis very much.
That was a pretty smooth first phase. I would have liked to hit him with a shot before he got the chairs out, but I didn't get hit with a fireball, so I'm happy with that.
Yep. Or hit with a chair. And hit an actual headshot. And quickly hit him in the leg again, and that's going to skip another invisible phase, one more shot, and down he goes. It's much more fun when you can get him in the chair, but I don't recall if you can actually do that in this version or not.
I've never seen it. I'm not going to say it's not possible.
I don't recall ever seeing it. I know you could do it in the original. It's just kind of funny.
Passed out at the desk.
He's working hard.
I used to go behind the chair, When I did this fight for the longest time, I would start the fight the same way, but then I would run behind the desk and shoot from that angle, because it's really beginner friendly from that angle, because Mantis will move away from you. So if you're a little slow on shots, you have less of a chance of getting hit by one of the chairs.
We successfully put all the doggos to sleep because they can fly across the map and kung fu kick you in the face. We also have to shoot Meryl one more time to skip this. What's wrong, Snake? I thought you were good with dogs.
Meryl takes a lot of abuse.
She takes a beating in this run, and she's tough.
She's very tough.
And we just walk around these invisible mines over here. At least in this version, you can skip her walking out your path. That was a nice touch that they added that you can't do in MGS1. Very jealous. And just take the same pathing out and run away from Wolf. On the bright side, since we have access to tranquilizer guns in this game, as opposed to having to travel all the way back to the tank hangar, another nice little quality of life improvement is we get a nice PSG-1T in the basement of the nuke building. So that's nice too. Thanks, Silicon Knights.
Yeah, I mean, I don't speedrun the original. I've seen quite a few speedruns of the original, and it just seems like the pacing of this game, because of the location of the PSG-1T, and as we talked about a little bit earlier with the pipes at the end with the Palkey. The Palkey is much easier to change the temperature on in this one. So there's a lot less backtracking, and the pacing is just really well done.
Mm-hmm.
At least from a speedrun standpoint, which probably wasn't intentional, but I mean, we appreciate it anyways.
But how else will I get to stretch my hands during the PAL sequence?
Well, you have the prison. You do got to wait a couple minutes for Johnny to have his problems.
Well, this is true.
And there is the cargo elevators on the way down.
You got to find the moments when you can.
All right, doggos, please take a nap, and please don't kung fu kick us in the face. That would be horrible.
Like that?
Nope. There's one. Nope. Doggo, can you don't? Please?
Sorry, I had to use a lethal round on that one.
Nobody saw
How could you?
anything.
I only know because you told me. We have a confession. Alright, so Wolf's gonna stand in one of few places, but she likes to be behind the pillar. Yay! And hopefully she will behave and not stay back there. And the cool thing is, since we have the Phantasmian, you can actually stack those. That Snake's hands will not shake, hopefully hardly at all, and she's down. We're gonna hopefully get a roll and get that animation cancel when Snake says, "I got her."
That was nice.
And we did. Down we go, and we get to check and make sure that we confirm the kill. Oh, wait a minute. We got caught. Son of a... I thought this was a stealth mission.
Well,
Snake gets caught quite a bit for a stealth mission.
Huh.
But then again,
Weird
also
how that
according
works.
to Liquid, this was all part of the plan. So,
now,
plot hole,
remind
maybe?
us,
Sorry, Meryl.
Bob,
Sorry, Joe.
do you have to,
Sorry, Joe.
like, button mash here? I forget.
If you actually want to save Meryl, then yeah, you would have to do a lot
I
of
see.
button mashing to survive the torture.
Okay, yeah, but we're not worrying about it, I guess.
No, Meryl comes in second place to fast time, so sorry.
So be it, I guess.
And that's why we must apologize to our good friend Joseph Joestar, who will always save Meryl.
Aw, that's sweet.
What a guy.
So we're sorry, Joe, but we have to go fast.
So the after Johnny goes to the bathroom, we've got what we call the prison roll. And it's borderline embarrassing to admit sometimes that I've probably spent more time practicing this one role than I have put into entire games.
Oh my gosh, really?
This role is incredibly difficult at times.
I mean, there is a safe way to do it. And it still saves you some time if you do the safe method, but it's not nearly as flashy, and it's still a little slower than the, flashier, more the harder roll. So if you see this box behind me, that spinning box, if you try to just run towards that box, you'll trigger a cutscene. So the idea is to roll into that box as the cutscene triggers, and Snake will pick up his gear, and then you can leave the room. This comes in handy later, mostly. It saves probably about 15 seconds in this room, and then an additional 25 seconds later. When you get back to where you fought Wolf 1, Snake there'll be like a flashback cutscene, and Snake and Campbell will kind of like get all up in their feels about what happened to Meryl. That doesn't trigger at all if the roll is successful.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's where the other 25 seconds of time loss comes in, because you got to skip through a cutscene, skip through a codec, which is fairly slow. So with the time save in this room plus the time save later on, it totals to be about 40 seconds.
Oh, I see. Not bad.
So
meanwhile, our new homie Otacon has just let us out. Sort of. We get to play in some ketchup.
That's better.
Actual.
While we pretend to be dead here, while it's very obvious that Snake is teeter-tottering over this ketchup, by the way.
I don't think I've ever noticed that you can visibly see him breathing.
What the hell?
Small little details like that are very fun. All right, can we get the roll?
Oh, come on!
Come on.
The box is clipping through his leg.
The box's hitbox per interaction is very misleading.
That close.
Pixels.
That close.
Yeah, pixels. If that. Oh, well.
Oh, boy. Well, that's sad.
We're still rolling.
This is why we account for this in our estimates. As nothing is guaranteed in this world.
Yeah, I definitely got robbed on that.
I will agree. That was really unfortunate.
So the safe method for that is once you get into that room, you flip Johnny over and leave the room, and then you go back in your room and get the gear. And the trick of skipping the cutscene later on will still work.
Yep, and you'll know if it works if you leave the room in that instance. Snake is wearing his sneaking suit despite not picking it up yet. So
there's also the cameras in the hallway, the gun turrets in the hallway. Those will not be there if the roll is successful.
I never noticed that one.
Yep,
it's less obvious. All right, so going back through the nuke building is exactly the same. You do not want to get shot here. You do not want to go prone because you will still trigger that codec if you do it. So, yep. And he said, "No, I'm not doing nothing." Oh, I can't call for backup. Why is my
most worthless guard ever?
Apparently, he has a gun. And instead of just shooting you in the face, which he very well could have done, because it's not like you were trying to shoot him, he tries to call for backup. Still.
He got scared. He couldn't handle it.
I think he's scared, man.
I mean, I guess he probably has seen the cutscenes to this game, which is very anime-like.
Now,
so I'd be scared too.
I have to admit that some of the cutscenes, not all of them, but some of them are actually done really well, and they're very movie-esque and like action movie type shots, and some of them are nicely done.
I super agree with you there. It is a very cool cinematic experience.
And I guess there's a good balance between wacky, silly anime style and amazing.
But like I said, we skip all of them, so it doesn't matter right now anyways. This cutscene would not have triggered if I got the roll, and this codec would also not trigger if I got the roll. So I would just run all the way down this hallway without interruption. So this is where the rest of the time save, or the consequence of not getting the roll, comes into play.
We just had to admit that we couldn't save her, for Joe.
Yeah. So unlike the original, we don't change discs going down into the blast furnace. We change discs right here.
Oh, interesting.
Oops.
Memory size on the discs, I think, is the only reason.
Yeah, more than likely. They couldn't fit that much on one disc.
On those tiny little GameCube discs.
I love how there's a barrier for that. You can't roll past there. Wait, a rope? What is this nonsense? I don't know what this is anymore.
Fun fact, you can actually get down this tower without the rope in this game.
You can. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can.
It does skip a codec and it does skip a codec call and a cutscene.
So seems worth it.
It's just really slow to
to
get down the tower without the rope.
Okay.
Throw some stuns at specific spots so we can knock out or at least blind some of these guards. That one is apparently immune to stun grenades. That must be nice. Assume is what his colleagues here would say. At least none of them have to take some proper lead. They have to take a nice little beauty nap.
Get their beauty sleep in.
Which is fine, because in this particular instance, it is an instant knockout. It's actually faster, because it's not an instant kill with the SOCOM. So we take that. I don't even know what floor we're on at this point. We do go up to
23.
23.
24.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wondered
25.
if you were counting.
25. I think you have to go up to 28 or 29. But you start on B3, so you really are going up 30 floors. Ah, yes, the roof.
Basically, if you don't have the rope, you would then just use the hang mechanic that's in MGS2, and you would just hang from the railing and then just drop down the entire way. But the drop points they vary in where they are, so you have to like move all the way over to one side of the tower, then drop, and then move over to the other side and drop.
It sounds kind of annoying.
It is.
Glenn.
I've tried it a couple of times. I'm like,
Just not,
why did I do this?
What am I doing with my life here?
That, and we also don't get to use the girder glitch.
Oh, okay.
It's true.
Which, I mean, the girder glitch isn't really that impressive, but it is helpful.
It is very funny, though. Basically, we're just going to go all the way down here. Going to go down, going to go down again. And one more time. We're going to plop underneath this girder, and down we go. Easy. And we got these guards now. I don't know anything about them. I don't run this game anymore.
One well-placed headshot, and the other two guards run away and then come back, and then I hit them with a stun grenade.
Well, that wasn't very nice. Comms Tower B. On the original, you go all the way down to floor 2, and it looks like a drop that Snake can very much make. In this, there is no chance. Plus, there's fall damage in this game, so I wouldn't recommend that either. Yeah, you only go down to 6. But we're gonna do some well-timed rolls at the top of these stairs, and it's gonna save us a little bit of time on animation.
Remind me again, Glenn, do you take fall damage in classic MGS1?
No, there is no fall damage programmed into MGS1.
Right on.
Here I was wondering why I was one chaff grenade short for this, and then I remember I had to use one.
Yeah, you had to use Prozac.
Room.
So we get to tank one of these to the face.
Gotta win.
Should have been the first one, but oh well.
Yeah, well. Now you take the second one. It's all good.
There was one time.
I was going to say, I think you can dodge that, sort of.
There was one time in a run where I managed to roll at the exact right time and rolled past the gun turrets without damage. Let's see if we get the snake flop. Yep, snake flop. I don't know why, but after that last chaff grenade, if you roll immediately after throwing it, Snake just has a really weird rolling animation.
He has like a whoa kind of moment.
I think it's just because the game doesn't know what to do at that point. It's just like, well, here we go.
Ugh, I can't.
The only thing funnier, I think, would be just T-posing up the stairs.
Definitely saw a lot of that.
Now we got Liquid and his useless piece of junk.
Although in this game, it's less of a joke of a fight.
Plus, we also get a little bit screwed over by this junk stinger in this game.
Good luck.
Yeah, the stinger is...
It's not terrible in this fight, but I've gotten very screwed on Rex later in the game because of this thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain on Rex at times in this game because it's pretty much the MGS2 stinger. So you compensate amazing turns on the stinger compared to the original for questionable hits at best sometimes. Hopefully Liquid cooperates here. Sometimes he don't. But we could do stuff like this and just lock onto him and aim in the middle of nowhere, and the stinger will just immediately actually go for him. Which looks silly, but it's like that in MGS2 as well.
I lost him for a second.
Yeah, sometimes there's a small window you can lock onto him, and I think you could hit him at that point, but I've never seen anyone do it.
This is another point where I like to count Metal Gears. It's usually about 4 or 5 Metal Gears, depending on how fast you count Metal Gears to time out your shots.
Yep, because there's no actual indication that his iframes are over, so you kind of just have to get a feel for it. He's going to go down, and hopefully we can hit him on the way down.
Did I get the damage for that one?
I think so. I don't know.
I think I did too.
I can poke the stream when it happens. Yes, you did.
So we're going to shoot him as soon as he comes up, and then count 5 Metal Gears and shoot him again.
He does not like... You know, he complains that he lost you, but he is the one that drops down about 10 floors. What did you expect, Liquid? Got him. Nice.
Still got 13 stingers left, so I don't need to... if I have less than 10 stinger missiles there, I would actually shoot them all, and then that would spawn a box with 10, and then I would pick up that box.
Good on the Metal Gear count.
We take that.
That wasn't a terrible hind.
No.
The amount of time he stays down and flies around underneath you varies. It's random.
Yeah, he was like lingering forever down there.
It's worse on very easy and easy. Normal, he actually stays down. Well, in normal, he stays down there a decent bit, but on hard and extreme especially, he barely goes down at all. But on normal is the hardest difficulty where you can get 2 shots in on him before he goes back down. On hard and extreme, he goes down way too quick and you can only get in 1. But he comes almost right back up.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Whoops.
And that is actually true across both games. The higher the difficulty, the faster that hind will pop back up. So, get the cameras. We got one.
Only got one.
Yeah, we're just trying.
And then a
to
face plant.
Avoid having to face plant going down some of these stairs. While very funny, is slow. Maybe get him this time. Yes. All right. That's better. Okay, so the last two were pretty good.
And now for our last use of the Prozac skip in this run.
We do not have to wait for this elevator.
This saves about 3 seconds.
Swag strats.
Pretty much. I think that's the one that Nick actually came up with.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, if you try to do that before calling the elevator, you'll soft lock the game. The hope was that we could just...
Story flags.
The hope was that we could just Prozac skip into that elevator before even fighting the hind and skip that altogether, but then Snake just indefinitely runs against the door of the elevator because there's no cutscene trigger on the other side of the door. You still have to select the floor to go down. So the door doesn't open until Otacon fixes the elevator.
Which he does while you're fighting the hind, so... Oy, oy, oy.
I think that's the only time I've managed to roll past that camera without damage.
I just thought you were used to doing it, so I didn't even say anything.
Yeah, normally I always take damage there. That's why I roll, because it cancels the roll animation. Neat. Gonna stand on top of this box of PSG-1T ammo.
Yeah, we get to stack these again. And we're going for more headshots, but now it's a lot easier to hit him while she's moving. And if we're lucky, we won't have to do very much of this. But we are standing on the spot where the ammo should be respawning. And it looks like we're off of it a little bit. I think it respawns at... oh no, it respawns after 0. Okay. I'm used to MGS2 where it would have respawned at 5 or something. So, minor difference. It's fine.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. This fight can be a potential PB killer because sometimes she'll just hide behind a tree forever.
Oh,
Wolf 2 giveth and Wolf 2 taketh.
Yes.
She's a feisty one.
She's just mean sometimes. Like, we would like to go fast.
On the plus side, we did get to skip Otacon crying. So that's a plus.
Oh, is it though?
Don't get me wrong, I feel really bad for Otacon in MGS2. In this one, not so much. Because, like, how long did he really know Sniper Wolf?
Oh,
I mean, let's be honest.
I do believe they consider that Stockholm Syndrome, but I'm not sure.
We'll leave it up to y'all to decide.
And this elevator is way faster. In this one, we don't have to leave this room.
This is one of the few cutscenes in the game that I actually thoroughly enjoy.
Oh, them jumping down in like superhero fashion.
Well, that and like all of the shell casings that just like rain down after they land. It's so...
Because they were like shooting at you on the way down or something, yeah.
Yeah, it's just such a scene from an action movie and so Kojima-like that it's in there.
Well, he does like action movies, if his Twitter's any indication.
Oh, yes.
That is very true.
I think that's why it's so fun watching Metal Gear in general.
For several years, I didn't like this game either because of the cutscenes and all that stuff. But then I'm like, well, in MGS3, Eva backflips a motorcycle off of Ocelot's face.
It's true.
And just leaves a tire tread on his face. Like, nothing else happens. And this is like a 1960s era Triumph. Those things had some heft.
Oh, yeah. Heavy.
And also, you know, you got to factor in that earlier, about 15 minutes ago, I had to fight a levitating mind reader who uses telekinesis to hurl objects at you and wears a gas mask to keep people's thoughts from entering his own mind, but can still read other people's minds because of said gas mask. So, like, it's already a little out there.
Oh, yeah.
So Snake does a couple extra flips.
Yeah, it works for him.
I understand that I am in the very, very small group of people that actually enjoy this game and will defend this game.
I will defend this game on the fact that it is the first Metal Gear game I actually played.
Really? That's fun, Glenn. Did you?
All I had was a GameCube. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, did you play it when it was new, when it was fresh?
No,
okay,
no. I didn't play it until maybe 2006-ish.
Okay, not too far off.
Yeah.
This remake was the only reason I even wanted a GameCube, and currently I have 2 GameCube games, and the only one I play on my GameCube is this one.
Let's go.
Oh wait, what's the other one?
And actually, it's Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess.
Okay, we got some Zelda fans out there, I know.
We take that. That's probably one
I'm
of my
actually
favorite
really
Zelda
glad
games.
I bought my copy of Twin Snakes when I did, with how expensive this game is to get a hold of now.
Don't even remind me. This game is stupidly expensive.
Wow, really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
A complete copy, both discs, with the box, will run you about $125.
Whoa.
Let's just pull up eBay real quick.
Check the map.
Fun fact.
Just the disc 1 somebody has up for $46.
Yeah. Fun fact about Twilight Princess for the GameCube as well, that one is also ridiculously expensive.
I feel like that's just a Zelda thing, though.
Well, the Twilight Princess was simultaneously released for GameCube and Wii.
Correct. It's kind of an end-of-generation launch title game.
The reason the GameCube version costs so much is because when they ported it to the Wii, they were worried that people would have an issue with it because Link is left-handed. And they assumed that most players would be right-handed. So the Wii version is actually completely horizontally mirrored compared to the GameCube version.
What?
I found that out the hard way because I had a guidebook for the GameCube version when I was a kid. My friend had the Wii version and I brought it over to his house. And we couldn't figure out why we were going the way the guidebook was saying it. We didn't look at the map close enough. And then it dawned on me about 20 minutes later and I'm like, your map's backwards.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny, actually.
Yeah, so instead of just making Link right-handed, they just horizontally flipped the entire game and just released it as is on Wii.
The fun facts you didn't know would be presented to you here in this Metal Gear run.
I like fun facts.
Well, anyway,
absolutely.
We back to this. We have ourselves the rat, which you don't see a whole lot of in MGS1 anymore. Unless you go for Big Boss. And he has the PAL key, but we get to first-person shoot him with a SOCOM, and he willingly gives it up and then runs back to home. I swear.
A lot of people will also use a grenade. They'll cook a grenade and then throw that on the stairs.
Grenade is another alternative to that.
I started doing the SOCOM because more often than not, it seemed like the grenade was blowing the PAL key into the goo, and that's where I'd lose a lot of time.
That's fair.
So once I got used to first-person shooting a lot more,
Not the camera. Well, we're gonna have to take a continue here.
Wouldn't be the first time.
That's the camera we got to shoot out to avoid this, and going around and all that other fun stuff that we don't want to do.
That's what I get for yakking.
More rats? Okay, it didn't put you back
once I got
far,
used
actually.
to
No, because that's a checkpoint. It's a loading screen. So.
Oh, okay, right on.
Once I got used to like first person aiming and stuff for the like the laser roll and stuff like that, that's when I started doing the SOCOM with the rat. So here's probably the greatest thing about this game. one of the greatest things about this game, at least from a speedrun standpoint. We don't have to spend 20 minutes going back to change the temperature of the PAL key.
Yay.
It's like 7. Okay.
7 is a lot of time.
I'll say it again. Yay.
We're just going to go down here, and there's that blue pipe right there. And instant cold key.
It's true.
Very cool. Very cool.
So we don't even have to leave this room now.
The irony of it is, despite the fact that the PAL key situation is way faster in this game, the 2 games, this and All Bosses MGS1, are about the same on some difficulties. So it is entirely possible to race them, which has been done on Hotfix before.
It's an interesting sight to see, that's for sure.
It's really cool, actually.
I remember watching one, I think it was Nick, RP Green, and House Test did it. And this was before we found the Prozac skip for the docks. So House is in the original just farming alerts for the PAL key stuff at the end of the game. And Nick's just like sitting there playing a Rubik's Cube. It was hilarious.
It honestly sounds like y'all are a pretty close-knit community. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Right on.
It's just like anywhere else. You have your close-knit groups, and then you have your separate groups of everything else. So
Your degenerates on the side, I'm sure.
And then there's me, who might fit both.
We accept you.
Thank you.
I primarily run this game. I've dabbled with MGS3. I've done some full runs in that. I've done just the tanker bit of MGS2.
We will convert you to a full game runner in no time.
Oh.
I still have a few objectives I need to check off with this game before I'm ready to completely move on from it.
Yeah, that's fair.
What are some of your goals?
I've done every difficulty on both console and emulator, any percent and all dog tags. So very easy, normal, and hard. Console, emulator, and all dog tags, very easy, normal, and hard. Console and emulator. The only category I have yet to accomplish and like submit runs for is extreme and extreme dog tags.
We want that big boss rank.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting stuff.
I've done it once, but I wasn't 100% happy with my time. So I was like, I'll get back to this at some point, and then I just haven't.
Such is life.
No rush. It'll be there for you whenever you need it.
So now we're going to call Otacon and tell him, hey, this door is closed, and the room is filling up with gas before the door
closed. Yeah, we're gonna wait. We're not. Actually, rather quick in this game.
All right, there's a certain point that I need to stand for this fight. It will put me out of range for the missiles. They will go past me, and I will be far enough away that he won't use the laser. So all I will take is machine gun damage. One Metal Gear, 2 Metal Gear. 1 Metal Gear, 2 Metal Gear. 1 Metal Gear, 2 Metal Gear.
I love it.
All right, this is one of the few unskippable cutscenes in the game.
Finally getting our cinematic moment.
I can't do it.
This is one of the other big critiques with this game is the voice actor for the ninja, because he's not the same voice actor as the original.
Greg Eagles, I think.
I have a hard... Maybe it's because I played this version so much, but ever since I discovered that the same guy that does the DARPA chief does the ninja, all I hear is the DARPA chief whenever the ninja talks in the first game.
Yep. But the DARPA chief is only there for like 5 minutes, so...
Yeah.
Phase 2 of the Rex here. We actually don't have to move. We are in the perfect spot to not get hit by missiles. Friendly reminder, this is the most advanced kind of weaponry on Earth in 2005.
And it's broke already.
which is when the game takes place, by the way. Okay, so we have Liquid, our fisticuffs fight.
We are getting ready to show Liquid that he is garbage since the day he was born.
So the idea here is to do what's called a lottery roll. You're going to get Liquid into this upper right corner, punch, roll, and hopefully every frame will do damage. So let's see here. We might be able to do our ide again with that much health. Let's see here. Okay, we got a little bit more. You can get way more than that if you do it right, but
well, that's as good as we're gonna get.
It is a lottery. I wasn't kidding. There's a dog tag for you, or Liquid Snake. And now he's just gonna do this weird stand-in-place punching animation that they gave him. It's one of those strange things that I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, but you know what? This is fine.
I'm doing this to keep Liquid in this phase. If you do a punch kick and knock him down, he'll start running all over the place and try to hit you with his like dash attack or whatever.
His bull rush, yeah.
So as long as he doesn't touch the ground, kind of similar to Snake in the nuke building, he will stay in that phase.
There we go.
Nice.
It is possible to get him into what we call a phase 2.5, where he will like switch to phase 3 without hitting the floor. I've done it a few times and it sucks when it happens.
Well, it didn't happen there, so we're good. Uh-oh.
So in the Delta trailer for the Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake, I was very happy to see. It was a very quick second, but there was a point in the gameplay trailer that just came out where Big Boss is using what my brother and I, the Grim Gamer, call the yelling gun. It's a big, huge machine gun, kind of like this one here.
I think in that game it's the M63.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
But it's a big Rambo style gun, with the ammo belt and all that. And when you use it in MGS3, Big Boss starts yelling. So it doesn't matter what the game is. This one, any other game, not even Metal Gear related, if you get a machine gun like this one, it is called a yelling gun.
Yell it out, chat. Yell if you gotta.
I would, but people are sleeping.
Okay,
that's why I did mine very quietly. It was a quiet yell.
Yeah, we love the Metal Gear logic here of I did not kill that man, the barrel did.
Yeah,
those
if you're
are not
playing
kills.
extreme, going for big boss rank, you have to shoot the barrels and blow them up, and it doesn't count as a kill.
Unfortunately, in the original, that logic did not apply. That was an MGS2 thing and beyond.
How do you get past this on the original without killing anybody? Or can you not?
So the original is instead of 0 kills, you actually have a limit of kills, and I remember right, it's 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to
finish
have
MGS1 with no kills.
I would absolutely love to be able to have 25 kills in this game and get big boss rank.
That would be fun in this game, but you get a tranquilizer gun. I don't.
That is true, but still, some of it would just be so much easier if I could just kill people.
Sometimes. But anyway, so I like that you're doing this without first-person shooter because it just looks cooler.
It does look cooler, and I found it to be a little bit more consistent recently.
Oh, perfect for you then.
Like, I've actually saved upwards of 6 seconds in this section by doing it in third person.
Not bad.
Cool.
But after I skip through these cutscenes, that will be time. So I will call that when it happens.
And then we have to leave you, chat.
Oh, don't say it like that, Glenn.
There's always going to be another day.
No, absolutely.
That is time right there when that message comes up in the credits.
GG. Well,
Thank you.
Suave, it was a little bit of a rocky start, but I feel like you adapted, you got through the run, and you did an excellent job. Thank you so much for showing off the twin snakes. What a great game.
Thanks for having me. I had a blast.
For sure. Do you have any shout-outs, comments you want to give before we wrap up tonight?
I do. Shout out to everybody here for having me. First off, shout out to everybody in the chat that's been hanging out with us. Shout out to Glenn for joining me on commentary.
You're welcome.
I do want to give a shout out to Nick RP Green because when I started learning the speed run, I actually learned it with his tutorial. So had it not been for Nick's tutorial, I probably wouldn't have learned the speed run. It was a very good tutorial. I also want to shout out to my brother, the Grim Gamer. He's not a speedrunner, but he has been with me on my speedrunning journey since the beginning, and he's there every single stream in the chat, and he's just the real MVP for me. So shout out to the Grim Gamer.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Also, my wife, Mrs. Suave, because she's had to put up with hearing the same boss fights on a loop for hours at a time.
Hello.
Hi, Mrs. Suave.
I saw a little hand in there. You're okay to join us always.
Yeah, she's always right over there, usually.
Well, thank you again so much for being here, Suave, Glenn. I had a great time with both of y'all, so I appreciate you being here. I posted the link to Suave's channel as well as Glenn's channel here in Twitch chat, but I'll post it again for those of you who want to follow. And that is going to be a wrap on tonight's episode of Time Capsule. I have been your host, Smooth Operative. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're interested in submitting your own speedrun for this show, be sure to use the command !Time Capsule right here in our Twitch chat, or come find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/smoothoperative, and we can talk about it. For more hotfix, check out the VODs on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're watching this on YouTube from the future and you had a great time with us, be sure to press the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you just missed out on our hotfix shows tonight, stay tuned for a replay of both shows coming up after the break. For more hotfix live, tune in this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern for Do All the Things, followed by Parallel Universe. Have a beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world, everyone, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.